84, October 8th, 1984, right? Because we're going to show a picture of a drawing that Basquiat did.
There it is. We're on that moment, you're right.
This is a picture that Basquiat drew for you. First, he gave you this book, right? And this book came out in 1981.
So we leave area one, let's say, night in 1984 in October. It was kind of cold. And we go over to his Great Jones loft or space. And we go on the brick front, and he goes up to the grotto and disappears for a little, and he comes back down with his friend David Bose, and he's got a little stack of books in his hand, and these are these books. And these books...
Can you show up to the people like this? Like, just imagine that's the person, like, just show him so they
like
can
this.
see.
He shows me these books, and he's got a few of them. Like,
this is his first books. Like, he's excited. He's like, this.
Yeah, it's an art catalog, but he's like, look. It's not just Basquiat. He's like, look. And he holds it to me like that, like, look. And I grab it, and it says Basquiat, Clemente, Warhol. And you're going, and it says Collaborations. Now that's great. It's a book by Bruno Bischofberger coming out of Switzerland that was the collaborative art event of these three individuals, Jean-Michel Basquiat, Francesco Clemente, and Andy Warhol. And so when he gives me the book, I open it up and like, wow, cool book. And then he decides to sign it, and he signs it. And I don't know how to break it down, but he signed it personally.
Can you break it down like this first? Show him a blank page of how like a blank page is. So the page that Basquiat drew on For Jeremy.
So the book is like this, right?
Yeah, originally looked like
with a painting
this.
And then a little description.
And then a blank, So you got a painting, and then you got a blank paper, right? Just with something written on it. So now he's going to show you what Basquiat drew on the blank paper that had nothing on it. So the whole drawing that you see is in this moment in time. So
but that's the explanation here. So clearly trying to let you know that it came from him giving me a book because he was excited to show that he was now like, big time with big guys, not just doing his own little group shows or whatever. And he was big, that he was with Warhol and this guy. And so when you go ahead and describe it, for example, when he signed it, I'm jumping forward, but when he signs it, he dedicates it to me, and I'm like, wow, he's dedicating it to me. And then he signs it, and I'm like, yeah, it looks like a bank check. And he goes, no. And then he signed it underneath himself, way better. Jean-Michel Basquiat with like a copyright. And over here, it's like a check signature. And it seemed really interesting that he did that to me because when he did that for me or to me. So it says here, to and for Jeremy.
You can show it to them. They're literally that camera right there.
Okay.
Yeah, just like, boop. And then you can see exactly what you're talking about.
To and for Jeremy. That's a dedication. So he gave me a book, but then he drew on it. And then he breaks me down psychoanalytically.
Tell him.
It's not. I've known the guy for a while. We got some background, mutual girlfriends and this and that. A little bit of salt, a little bit of brine, mostly love, and a lot of help. I mean, I've helped him days on end to help Shanghai shit out of the basement, etc. I've done a lot of things for him, and it's not a lot of things I've done like other than clean his brushes, and pick up an ex-girlfriend and make a beautiful child with her. Thank you, Jean-Michel, and thank you, Kaya, for being born. Thank you, Robin Turner, the mother, for leaving Jean. So, I mean, that's reality. I have a child because of Jean-Michel Basquiat.
God bless, man.
And God bless. So, again, I should be giving homage back to my good buddy here and pointing this out. This is not just something I come back to New York to sell for $200,000. This is something I come back to New York and hold on to and show the preciousness with a fellow collaborative artist who's actually got a great business rolling. And what is that about? One-off art pieces on clothing. That's how art and fashion together,
And it's 41 years. So this is October 8th, 1984. So right now we're in 2025.
So 41 years ago, we got this dude, and he invites me over to his place after Area nightclub, and I'm with my girlfriend Helen from London, Helen Saunders, and he's attracted to her, and he writes down, because of that, there's a dominance in this drawing about Eros, and talking about that helper or visitor being or God that was the god of love, right? In Rome and Greece. Eros if it's Greek or Macedonian spelling, or Eros if it's Italian. So he wrote that on here, and then it's Eros, and then it's Arrow, little drawing of Eros or Arrow over here. And then it says Reptile Mask, and there's a big crocodile right there, I think. Or you can call it what you like, but it's a reptile.
Something alligator or crocodile. I mean,
alligator or crocodile.
It's one of the two.
And I get it. I got a long, pinheaded looking Irish jaw, and and then I'm like, I get it. And then he's got these crazy big teeth, and I got crazy big teeth, and he's got bleeding gums, and I got bleeding gums. And so it's like, oh shit, my nickname becomes B Gums. He even copyrights it. Ask Mark Gonzalez. So I get a nickname. I didn't really ask for it, and it's interesting because only certain people know that one. My nickname isn't Eros or Eros, it's B Gums.
There it is, man.
So there's a truth about this drawing. It ends up being my nickname, you know. Dated by him, Reptile Mask, do not detach. I think what he was saying, again, was Eros needs to protect himself with a reptile mask.
That's deep.
So the crocodile is a pirate. If the crocodile is the pirate captain is also a horn dog.
Okay.
So you got to cover his ass.
All right.
How many pirate captains you meant will hump even a sailor? They'll hump a piece of wood or a rat or a cat or a wife. But I'm saying to you, how many pirates you know that they're kind of like crocodiles? They're just chompy if they feel like it.
I hear you. I see, and they're contrasting because one's above the water and one's underneath the water.
So I like the idea that he said if Eros was alive, it might be the kind of being that needs to wear a mask.
It's deep, bro.
You know, so this drawing, I mean, you can interpret it that way, or you can interpret
If anybody knows anything about the interpretation, it's going to be you, because if you're standing there, so you're sitting there and he's drawing it with the paper, like the markers that you have laying around.
Yeah.
And he's just drawing and coloring it in, and I mean that takes time to color it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's a light character. So Eros,
that looks like an egghead to me.
That's a light
like
character. It looks like an egg yolk, but it's a light. It must be a light character. It's light involved with it. And he was doing it. I thought he was just doing it with China marker, like his little grease pencil. But I looked over and he had like 3 little colors.
I mean,
the green and I saw green and blue, but there's green, blue.
It could be crayons, but it could also be like the more ones that are more
that's what he had.
oil-based.
No, he had Caran d'Ache crayons. Caran d'Ache in a little metal tin. Caran d'Ache crayons, and he was like that.
Got you.
So that's where it came from. And it ends up looking, to me, I was like, yo, it looks like a painting. And I felt really grateful because it was more than just a book dedicated. So that's why.
I mean, that's more than a signature. First off, he signed it twice, but he also drew you a picture. Not to say that, like, in that moment, like, assets mean anything.
Dedication.
But what he gave to you ultimately financially, if you ever choose to even sell it, it definitely is more than that moment.
It's more so people, maybe he's humble enough, like you're saying, maybe he's humble enough to say, hey, I'm just an artist, I'm gonna live for a while, I may not be a famous one, blah blah blah, here's my book. Or maybe he's like so stoked, like, no, Jeremy, like, let me reflect you and show you that I've made it. And there was kind of a little bit of a dominant factor, like a little bit of a head trip factor. When I left at 5 a.m. and he wanted my girlfriend again, I was like, yo.
He's like, I'm gonna draw you this picture, man. So I gotta take her. I gotta go.
I didn't get you girlfriend, but here's a book.
Here's a drawing.
But it's not like that easy to say it, because we were friends for 4 or 5 years by then. So you kind of have water under the bridge, right?
The only way I could see it, as far as like it being like, if he knows, he's like, oh, I'm about to pop off and my shit's about to be worth money. I don't know if he's already making money at this point, because he is. So then for him, he might be like, you know what, Jeremy, like, I know that I'm blowing up and I'm gonna draw this for you because I know it'll be worth something, and I want to do this for you. And even though it's only gonna take me 30 minutes, 25 minutes while I smoke this joint, I'm gonna do this for you. And
no doubt he was actually quite conscious. No doubt.